Once upon a time there was a kingdom ruled by a kind and gentle king and queen. They had an only daughter named Princess Ember, who was beloved by all who knew her. Princess Ember was special because she had the magical ability to breathe fire, just like the dragons of ancient tales. When Princess Ember was born, the entire kingdom rejoiced at the wondrous gift she possessed. The royal family ensured she was taught to use her power responsibly under the guidance of the court magician. As Princess Ember grew up, she enjoyed practicing her fire breathing and entertained the people by creating impressive flaming shapes and colors in the sky. Her favorite was to blow enormous fiery butterflies that fluttered around the castle gardens. The sight of Princess Ember's fiery butterflies brought joy to everyone in the kingdom. One bright sunny day when she was 12 years old, Princess Ember was playing in the throne room with her pet dragon, Flicker. Flicker was a baby dragon who loved scampering around and trying to catch the flames that Princess Ember would blow for him. As Flicker scrambled around the room, he accidentally knocked over a magic potion left on the table by the court magician. The little dragon watched in dismay as the potion spilled all over Princess Ember. There was a loud poof and a puff of purple smoke. When the smoke cleared, Princess Ember discovered something terrible: she could no longer breathe fire. No matter how hard she tried, not even a single puff of flame would come out. "Oh no," she cried, "my fire breathing is gone." Princess Ember was devastated at the loss of her special talent. The court magician felt absolutely awful about leaving the potion lying around. He promised the distraught princess he would scour his magic books to find a way to reverse the spell. In the days that followed, Princess Ember tried again and again to breathe fire, but nothing happened. Without her talent for magical flame, she could no longer create the fiery butterflies that brought such joy to the people. The kingdom felt gloomy at the absence of the brilliant, dancing flames that once filled the sky. Princess Ember became more and more depressed. She spent her days moping around the castle, sighing and wishing for her fire breathing to return. Seeing their only daughter so sad made the king and queen very worried. They tried to comfort her by reminding Princess Ember that she was still a wonderful princess even without her talent. But the princess was inconsolable. After many weeks, the court magician came to Princess Ember and said he had finally found a counterspell that could give her back the power of fire breathing. But the magician warned that regaining something lost by magic always came with a challenge. Princess Ember didn't care. She said she would do anything to be able to breathe fire again. The magician told Princess Ember she must first travel to the top of Mount Inferno, where the last dragon in the kingdom lived. This dragon, named Scorchclaw, guarded a magical flame burning eternally at the peak of the dangerous volcano. According to the magician's research, if Princess Ember could obtain some of the mystical eternal flame, it would restore her talent. Princess Ember wasted no time. She packed supplies and saddled her fastest horse for the journey to the perilous Mount Inferno. As she left, the people of the kingdom gathered to wish her luck. They knew the mission would be very dangerous, but they hoped their beloved princess would return with her gift of magical fire. The trip to Mount Inferno was long and arduous. Princess Ember faced many trials along the way, including slippery mountain paths, fields of razor-sharp black glass, and rivers of molten lava. But she persevered, determined to reach the eternal flame and regain her talent. After days of exhausting travel, Princess Ember finally arrived at the top of mighty Mount Inferno. There she beheld the dragon Scorchclaw guarding a giant golden flame that burned brightly at the very peak of the volcano. "I am Princess Ember, and I have come for some of the eternal flame. Please give it to me so I can have my fire-breathing back," cried the princess. Scorchclaw looked at her and roared, "I will never share the eternal flame. Leave now, or I will burn you to a crisp." Princess Ember trembled but stood her ground. She had to be brave and face the dragon. Steeling her nerve, the princess took a step forward and said, "I won't leave until you give me the flame." Scorchclaw became furious that anyone would dare make demands of him. He reared up and shot a massive jet of fire straight at Princess Ember. Thinking fast, Princess Ember ducked behind a boulder just in time. The blast of flames shot over her head, singing the hairs on the back of her neck. Her heart pounded, but Princess Ember refused to give up. She had to get some of that fire. When Scorchclaw paused his attack, Princess Ember jumped out from hiding and began pleading with the grumpy dragon. "You don't understand how important this is. That purple potion made me lose my own fire. I need the eternal flame's magic to get it back. Please, won't you share just a tiny bit?" Scorchclaw harumphed and snarled, "No one takes my fire." But then he looked closer at Princess Ember and realized she was telling the truth. She had indeed lost her gift of fire breathing. The dragon saw the sadness and determination in her eyes. His heart softened just a little bit. After thinking for a while, Scorchclaw's rumbling voice said, "Very well. I will allow you take a single coal from the eternal flame. But be warned, if you ever misuse its magic, I will come find you." Princess Ember joyfully agreed to his condition. With hands trembling, she reached into the giant golden fire and pulled out a single glowing coal, hot to the touch. The moment Princess Ember picked up the coal, she felt a tingle of magic spread through her. To her delight, she realized she could breathe fire again. She carefully stoked the glowing coal in her hands and blew gently, creating a small dancing flame. Her talent had returned. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Princess Ember bowed graciously to Scorchclaw and turned to begin the long journey back to her kingdom. It took many days, but at last Princess Ember arrived back at the castle. Her parents and the magician and all the townspeople rejoiced at her return. They were amazed as Princess Ember stoked the coal from the eternal flame and created a dazzling display of colorful fiery swirls and sparkles lighting up the evening sky. The kingdom celebrated the return of her magical gift. From that day on, Princess Ember always used her special talent wisely and generously to bring joy to her kingdom. But she heeded Scorchclaw's warning and respected the eternal flame's gift. Thanks to her courage and compassion, Princess Ember and her magical fire breathing lived happily ever after.